Welcome to the next installment of the Are You Ready podcast with myself, William Thompson.
And me, Dave Elliott. By the way, William, you have an announcer's voice. I want you to introduce it with real feeling.
I'm not screaming.
No.
This is a real.
Welcome to Are You Ready?
Some people listen to this on their break, on their lunch break, and they just want to have a nice week.
I mean, how long do they have for lunch break? Like, is it
enough time?
That's what we want to see. A little bit of energy. Listen, we need to come off the bat hard here. We're coming for you, YouTube.
You want to come off the bat hard?
I'm coming hard.
Hard and thick?
I'm coming hard and thick off the bat, my friend.
Who are you coming for?
With my bat.
You coming for them?
I'm not coming for OJ. Them? Is that what they are now? Them?
Oh, yeah, he always was.
All right.
Do you never...
Hold on. Is that what they are now? Them? Yeah, he always was.
Yep.
Nice. I like Orlando Jordan. We've spoken about him before, being lowered from the ceiling.
And covering himself in cream and shit.
I mean, he's a bisexual, and that's what those guys do, so fair play to him.
Yeah.
You know, that's just a run of the mill.
If you ever go down in an island Asda and someone's just pouring some full fat over their head, rubbing it into their chest, be like, that's Davey the Bi.
That's bisexual.
That's bisexual Craig.
Yeah, you'd be like, listen, I'm making a wee masala here. Do you have any low-fat cream? Nah, there was a bisexual in earlier.
Craigie the bisexual got to it all. It's all over his chest.
Craigie the bisexual?
Craigie the bisexual. I've changed his name 3 times.
The Craigie estate is just the cream everywhere. Just the cream.
Yeah, it's a big bisexual estate.
How have we ended up talking about creepy bisexuals instead of talking about being barred off of YouTube? What's going on? Oh, Orlando Jordan.
Yeah, so we're going to have to change the format of this week a bit, guys, because we were doing like a little bit of a clip show.
Yeah.
Showing people some of our favourite moments.
Listen, fuck YouTube. We're coming for you. Zuckerberg, I'm coming for you.
They Andrew Tated us. They deleted us. They threw us off, man.
Who is Andrew Tate that guy that hates Man United? Am I wrong? And he's like, don't care. Don't care, mate. Give it Giggsy to the end of the season, mate.
You're very wrong. That's not who he is.
I'm just seeing everywhere Andrew Tate, and it's like, I know.
Do you think women just hate his opinion on United
like,
for some reason?
Ten Hag's when he's like, fucking sack Ten Hag, mate. Bring back Van Gaal. Bring him back, mate.
Also, your voice isn't a million miles away from what he sounds like.
Don't care.
He's like some American guy, but he has like a weird, like, cockney.
Cockney where?
Cock in the knee twang.
Yeah. Oh.
So he'll just be like,
right.
Here's the thing with a woman, Brev.
Oh, well, we're not allowed to show the clips, but I want to see what this guy looks like.
I'll show you him after.
Imagine
Ian Thompson had a baby with Orlando Jordan. That's what Andrew Tate looks
like. The Rock?
he looks like a skinny Rock.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But yeah, he's just...
And what's the deal with him? Because I've heard, again, this is what is my problem as an old guy. I'll see stuff and just be like, oh, none of my business. And I just thought it was the Man United guy. Seriously. So what's this Andrew Tate guy doing that is causing a scene?
Oh, he's just...
And why are we... why are we the same as Andrew Tate?
Because we got banned off YouTube as well.
Right, so what did he get banned off YouTube for?
I mean, he got banned off YouTube because he's being investigated for human trafficking. A little bit different.
I mean,
little bit different.
30 years, look, R.I.P. R. Kelly. You know.
What?
R. Kelly.
Not dead.
He did human trafficking, didn't he?
Did he?
You know, he didn't see anything wrong with a bit of bump and grind or human trafficking. That's R. Kelly. Bring back R. Kelly. Free him.
Free R. Kelly.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's what I would do. A lot of things have happened since we started this podcast. Kind of point out, R. Kelly's in jail. Vince McMahon's retired.
Yeah.
Triple H is taking over WWE.
R. Kelly was in jail before this podcast started.
What I think should happen, Triple H is bringing back a few NXT guys.
You should bring back R.
Bring back R. Kelly in the WWE. Stick him in NXT to the end of the season.
I love when people are like, can you talk about the Montreal Screwjob or talk about WrestleMania 30? And we're here going, get R. Kelly out of prison.
I mean, I tell you what, this is the thing about wrestling. That's the only world where a return of R. Kelly would be fathomable. You know,
how would you book it?
Number 29 in the Royal Rumble. The lights go out, silence, and everyone's like, oh, and my mind's telling me no. And then R. Kelly gets lowered from the ceiling.
Son of a bitch, it's Kelly.
They bring back Jeff.
King, have you got your passport? We're gonna go with Rob to America.
Oh my God, it's R. Kelly. It's got that bastard.
Is that Andrew Tate from United in the commentary?
It's fucking R. Kelly, mate. The bastard, he's fucking hell. Sack him, mate. But that would be, I mean, they like to bring in celebs, don't they? They're Donald Trump, so why not?
They've got Logan Paul in now.
I mean, the next common denominator, R. Kelly, after you've had Logan Paul. Oh, wow. How's this? Oh, this is our introduction.
This is literally us explaining why we don't do clips anymore.
Yeah, guys.
And it's devolved into R. Kelly's coming out in 29 the Rumble.
So hold on, listen. That's fine. It's just we're talking. We'll do this as an episode one day, right? We will do a fantasy rumble, right? We will book it. You pick 15, I pick 15. We'll put it all in a hat. We'll pull out the fantasy rumble, and we'll explain. That'll be a fun episode.
What would be an even more fun way to do with that is we make a Royal Rumble on the game. We can play the game, but we don't tell each other who we've created.
Right, that'll be a lot of work, but it'll be good fun.
It'll be a lot of work. You can download people now.
Yeah.
Just go online and people have created them. There's like loads and loads of different like avatars. You can get like a Jimmy Savile one. No, there's loads. There's loads.
Kelly?
You can get an R. Kelly. You can get John. Yeah.
Oh, who else?
I said Jimmy Savile. You can get him. People make him, and it's like really, it looks a lot like him.
Jimmy Savile, and that would be his entrance sting, and it'd be like, oh, what?
That's your impression of the tiger again.
The what? The tiger? Jimmy Savile. Oh dear! I mean, the irony about that is that's not offensive because tigers can't speak.
No,
there you go.
No,
but yeah, we'll do the fantasy. Is that something we can do down in the future? The fantasy rumble.
We could do that.
We would get hits.
Send in your submissions for the family rumble, fantasy rumble, not the family rumble.
The family rumble too.
Send in your submissions for the fantasy rumble. We'll get them made, and we'll see what we can do with that.
But we need to address this because a lot of people have been. You know, the clips are doing well online, but then it's following off of that. People are going, where can I watch the full-length video? Yeah. And we're like, hey, in prison, baby, because that's where we are. Our YouTube channel.
We're locked up. They won't let us out.
It's blocked. You know, and I'll be honest with you, I don't understand anything to do with technology or anything, really. So I don't know why they've blocked us or for what reason.
Do you still not? Do you still not understand why?
No. Why, guys, why are we blocked? What's the story? Why do you think we're blocked or how do
Because of bullshit.
Because Zuckerberg's a secret pedo, that's why.
It's nothing to do with Zuckerberg.
Well, it is. It always has something to do with him.
He doesn't own YouTube.
He does, mate. He have you seen his face? He's a robot. He's in it all.
Mark Zuckerberg, we're coming for you.
Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg, we come for you, guy. But yeah, so guys, what we are saying, we're going to try to reduce the clips. We may have some clips. We may have some sounds.
Yeah.
We
may have some stills.
But we'll not.
We can't have the actual clips, unfortunately.
Videos. But what we could do, and again, this is something that may take up a bit of our time and a wee bit of Dan and Mike's time as well, is if we reenact all the clips ourselves and they film it and edit it. So, like for example, you could put on a wee green suit and you could like sit in the side of a ring. And I'd drop kick you just into oblivion. Just reenact all the fun scenes. And
Kieran could be the wee monkey.
Yes.
Because he sits like the wee monkey. Like.
He does. He does have the exact same dimensions of the wee monkey.
Yeah.
But I don't think Kieran would be too keen on displacing a few vertebrae because it's not going to end well if you drop kick him.
I dress up as Hornswoggle happily.
Yeah.
I pull off a good Hornswoggle.
You know what? If you were to be a wrestler, like you were to do a cosplay of a wrestler, would Hornswoggle be the one?
Hornswoggle or Taz.
Right.
I'd do a good Taz.
You need to bick yourself a bit though for Taz, whereas Hornswoggle used to.
I'm Taz now.
Oh yeah, it's fair. You actually look more like Taz, the cartoon character. You do. Actually, you look a lot like Taz, the cartoon character.
I do not look like Taz, the cartoon character.
You do. Like, look, you have the same shape of head as his whole body is.
His whole body is a head.
There you have it.
He's just a body with a face. I do not look like Taz, the cartoon character.
Right, what we want to see.
You look like the guy that tries to beat up Popeye.
No, I'm Bluto, 100%. Popeye, you son of a bitch.
We're coming for you, Popeye.
Yeah, but you do more like Taz than the Taz. I think if I was a wrestler, I look like Typhoon. Can you get a picture of not Earthquake?
Tugboat?
Tugboat. I look like Tugboat or Typhoon. They're the same guy, aren't they?
Yeah.
But and I will soon look like Earthquake because that's the way my hair's going.
Do you know who they also played? And we referenced them in an earlier episode. Bit of wrestling trivia, guys.
Let me guess.
Can you get it before Dave?
Leatherface in the oddities.
No.
No.
Who the fuck is that?
Because it's not Kurgan.
That's
he
Golga.
was the big guy. Golga. But
that was Earthquake.
Yes.
No.
And Typhoon then was the Shockmeister.
Correct.
Yeah, the Shockmeister.
Correct.
Yeah.
The Shockmeister.
Hey, I only watched that particular episode when I was
you
on holidays in
fucking
Germany. I was on holidays in Munich that time, and it says, "This is Dein Shockmeister," and then he tripped and fell and he attacked himself. But yeah.
Yeah, that was the shock. Yeah, you could
Yeah.
do a good Shockmaster.
But Earthquake and Typhoon, underrated legendary tag team, the Natural Disasters.
Were they underrated or were they just heavy?
Yeah, but you look at back in those days, you had like bodybuilding hunks, and then these two giant freaks. This Earthquake's finisher was he would just have you lying on the ground, and then he would just run the ropes, and just body bump his big arse in your chest.
It would just literally sit on your chest.
And it would like people talk about wrestling moves that actually would hurt.
Yeah.
To be done to you, that's one that there's no faking that. That's sore.
There was who was it started to really hurt people? Do you remember Viscera?
Yeah, Big Daddy V.
Big Daddy V. He really
What was he known as before he retired? You know, he was like
the world's largest love machine.
No, but he was Big Daddy V. He was
Genuinely
Viscera.
was.
And then he was like a big. And I remember he shouldn't have been wearing
Big
what
Daddy
he was
V.
wearing. Was that Big
He
Daddy
was
V?
in a singlet.
It wasn't even a singlet, was it? It was like a fucking like braces,
It was
leather
like braces. But he had like rolls.
Yeah.
It would go roll, like literally just mountains and mountains of rolls.
Why is he agreeing?
And when he gets slapped, it would like ripple his whole body.
But like he was a big, like he was never like a Mark Henry. Like Mark Henry was a big, strong monster.
Yeah, no, this was just
he was
a
just
genuine fat fuck.
Very big fat guy.
Yeah.
And now he is dead, R.I.P. Big Daddy V. But like they tried to bill him as like a super like monster guy, didn't they? But like, it's goddamn Big Daddy V.
What he used to do when he was that big, he used to like just bear hug people and get them on the ground and then just slowly like crawl over them and like squeeze them.
Rub oil on them.
I don't even know if it was oil. I think he was just sweaty.
Yeah, like I felt sorry for him because as a bigger man myself, I'm like, yeah, that's embarrassing to go out to do that.
Don't put yourself in Big Vis's braces.
Like
you're not that big.
his outfit was basically like an upgrade of. Do you remember? This might be before your time. Bastian Booger.
Yeah, I remember Boston.
His whole gimmick was just I'm a big smelly bastard. That's literally it.
I actually have Boston Booger on my list.
Oh, what's it on your list of?
Uncool wrestlers.
Uncool, right? Let's talk about Bastian Booger.
Okay.
For anyone who doesn't know, if you have a wee bit of a fact about Bastian Booger, please.
There's not much to know about him other than his theme song was a toilet flushing and someone going "Bah, bah, bah, dong dong bah, bah, bah." And he was like essentially he dressed like a big baby, but he had a full goatee.
And what was
I don't
his
know what
gimmick?
the fuck he was.
Stinking.
Just he was stinking.
And like, am I right in saying that whenever he came out, all the like commentators were like, "Look how fucking stinking he is!" Not.
Yeah, they used to be like, "Oh, you can smell him. He smells like ours."
Yeah.
Like,
was he supposed to be a human shit? Was that his gimmick?
no, I don't. I think he was just meant to be a smelly man. His entire gimmick was literally you come out and the crowd's gonna say you stink.
Yeah.
Literally, and you'll come out and he used to have like no teeth, apart from like two big teeth here. So he's had like loads of gums. He's like gross man.
And did he ever win anything? Was he ever a champion?
No, he's a jobber. I was gonna say a jogger. He's a jobber.
Have you
Which
guys
is someone who loses
got
a lot?
a picture of Bastian Booger up there to look at just for reference? He's not.
Boston
nice
Booger looks like he would drink in the Welders.
Yeah, and dress like he was drinking the Welders as well.
Yeah.
But he was a guy like Big Daddy V, just had like straps over him. And
Yeah, he had some strap-ons.
Yes. I mean, why is there not a wrestler with strap on? I'm just saying.
There definitely has been.
Triple H, think about new. Imagine, you know, like, for example, what was the move RVD used to do with a chair? And he would like throw a Van Daminator, he'd throw the chair, and then he'd spin kick you. Like, so he'd use a weapon to make a move he does.
Was it that or the Van Terminator? Because
there was another one as well.
One's
yeah.
where it's
the leg drop with a chair.
Yeah.
So, but he used a chair to make the moves he does more devastating.
Yeah.
So he threw the chair and kicked the chair in your face, did that. Why did X-Pac not put a strap on before he did the Bronco Buster? Why did that not be his hardcore version?
Because his dick is already doing that.
Yeah, but a strap on is bigger and harder than a real soft penis, my friend.
Have you seen
Trust me.
X-Pac's penis?
No, have you?
Have you not seen One Night in China?
No, what's that?
It's the sex tape of him in China. Have you not seen this?
Nope. I don't watch porn.
Yes, you have. You're fucking having me on. You've seen this.
No, not that. I haven't seen other
yeah.
softcore Channel 5, but have not.
Yeah,
what is it?
X-Pac in China made a sex tape.
Like, just privately, or?
Yes.
And don't talk.
But you want me to talk you through the choreography? And
yes, yeah. I mean, was it booked?
There's a rest hold 5 minutes in.
Who went over?
China. There's interference spots and everything.
Nice. And
all I'm saying is X-Pac packing.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, I've not, and I may be wrong in saying this, but I haven't seen him ever deliver a Bronco Buster fully erect.
Maybe you have and you just didn't know. Do you know what I mean? Because he's
Yeah.
not gonna advertise that, but maybe sometimes he's going to do it and he really likes the person. He's like, "You're gonna get a stiff one." He's working stiff,
Yeah.
literally.
Well, I mean, why didn't he say that? I'm working stiff and into it.
It's because that's not how he talks. How he talks like, "I'm working stiff.
Oh, that's probably why I didn't say
Make
that.
some noise."
And was-
Xbox just sounded like a 17-year-old boy.
But he was always a guy who looked like he hadn't had puberty yet.
Yeah.
He was always like a frail guy. But
Even
yet
when he would speak, he just had like a voice of like puberty. No, do you know the squeaky voice teen from The Simpsons?
Yes.
That's how Xbox sounds.
Yeah, and he didn't do a lot of talking, sure he didn't.
Not really. Make some noise. He would say make some noise a lot.
Yeah, and then thrust his crotch.
Yeah.
Nice.
Really, outside of going like that,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what he did.
He did that, but he jumped up and did like the splits when he did it,
He did. That's
which is
class.
pretty impressive.
God, I love the X-Pac.
Yeah.
Do you remember he cheated on or he stole Kane's girlfriend?
Oh yes. Oh, and were they mates at the time? Were they a
They
tag
were
team?
best mates.
I know it's a weird combo, isn't it? Kane and X-Pac.
Yeah, and Kane was the big, masculine one, and the Xbox stole his girlfriend. Like, it's like me having a big strong mate and I steal a girl.
But the thing
It's
about
so
that is,
weird.
don't forget too, like, Kane's girlfriend's probably like, oh, he's stinking, all burned and all gross.
That's Boston Booger, mate. He's thinking.
No, he's dirty. He smells of shite. Whereas Kane's just all burned and all sore.
Yeah.
Like she'd have to put ointment on him. It's not that sexy all the time. Whereas X-Pac,
Yeah.
different kind of ointment on him. You know what I'm saying?
Xbox was playing fucking Xbox in his fucking front room.
Is that his gimmick?
He was ahead of his time.
He just played Xbox and took ecstasy. Just anything to do with X, he was on it.
He was
Listened to
drinking
Exhibit.
moonshine from a jug with 3 X's on it.
Oh, there's the gimmick, Mr. X. Like that's some of the aren't there some gimmicks where people just go, "You are now this," and then they would like say like you're this kind of man, and that's it. It's like X could be just obsessed with the letter X.
Yeah.
Eugene, your gimmick is now you're a disabled man. Anything disabled, you're doing it, mate.
Was that his gimmick?
What, Eugene?
Yeah.
Yes.
Anything disabled he does.
Yes. Well, I don't know. He was just.
It was more just you're a 5-year-old child in a man's body.
Yeah, which is not ideal.
Well, no. Especially when you're big.
Did he ever
man.
snap out of it? Did he turn heel or anything?
Snap out of it?
And just be back to like not being.
What do you mean snap? He wasn't under hypnosis.
Yeah, but he wasn't.
In the realms of the program, he was, properly mentally challenged.
But sometimes in wrestling, they're like, I was just pretending to be disabled. I did it to get a title.
It's gonna be like someone stands out of a wheelchair.
Yeah.
That has happened
Yeah.
multiple
And then-
times.
Like Mae Young always did that. That wee fucking
Linda
Chelsea.
McMahon did it.
And then did she slap Vince at that time?
No, stood up and kicked him in the bollocks.
Yeah. Well. Hold on. Let me just go through.
Kurt Angle did
hold
it
on.
too.
Let me just. Am I having like memory flashbacks here, or am I getting myself cancelled? Did Vince make? Like since we spoke about Vince last, he's fully retired because he's in trouble.
We'll have to come back to that.
But there was a storyline where essentially Linda McMahon was just in a vegetative state.
yeah,
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Where she was like, and he would do like sexual stuff with other women in front of her and all.
yeah. So what he'd
Right.
he'd like wheel her out to the middle of the ring, and then
no.
bring out other women, just start being like, and start like getting stuck into them, and like they're doing it over the top of her, and she's sitting there like,
Which is why it is startling that Vince has had to leave. He did. But is that part of that storyline? So she was just.
oh yeah, she wasn't actually in a vegetative state, and Vince was like, well, we could use this.
Yeah.
Turns out, as part of the storyline, she wasn't actually ever in a vegetative state.
No.
It was all a ruse, so she could kick Vince in the bollocks, I think.
And well, there you go. This is my point.
Only now we're discussing that,
Yeah.
that's entered my head.
So
For
now-
weeks, she pretended to be in that state, and the payoff was she kicks Vince in the bollocks.
But
For weeks.
But did she get anything out of it? Did she like sign over the company or something, or just kick him in the dick?
Just kicks him in the bollocks. That's it. That's all she does.
Oh dear.
Kicks him in the bollocks and divorces.
I mean, if you're going to do it.
Thinking about this now, that's fucking insane.
But how did she become the vegetable woman?
So, Jesus Christ, dude. So I think it was
That was
Vince,
her gimmick for a few weeks. though,
Vince
wasn't
said
it?
he wanted a divorce and then started cheating on her with Trish Stratus, and the stress of it made her enter a vegetative state.
So did this happen on screen? So, so Vince
This was
like,
WrestleMania 17.
and then he just was like trash, and then she just went.
Yeah. Yeah, she got really depressed and just like wouldn't speak and would just be like,
And then did he put her in a care home or something, wasn't there, for a bit?
He put her in a wheelchair, just wheeled her about.
No, but did he not take her to like some sort of like care home and visit her and all, but always bring like sexy ladies to get off?
I think he did.
So
do
disrespectful.
That. I think he did do that. Yeah.
She put her
Which
at
makes it
home.
worse. She spent weeks in a car home,
Yeah.
like watching us, being like, "I'm gonna kick you in the balls
Yeah.
so fucking
But
hard."
what I want to know too is why are the staff at the care home not being like, Mr. McMahon, would you stop bringing pretty young ladies to get off with in front of your ill wife, please? Like, would they not be like, Vince, that's too far?
Vince, we stopped getting off with women in the canteen.
Yeah, and it's
Like, why not? God damn it!
but like, I mean, did he not? He obviously didn't account for the fact that along the line she may,
Or may not.
there may be a harvest, if you know what I'm saying. She'd come out of the ground and the vegetable will rise back to its former state and then kick him in the bollocks. But he didn't see that coming. So my point is, he shouldn't have been knocking
do you
off
think vegetables
other
work?
women. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've had
Do you
any.
think a harvest is when a vegetable comes back into its original form? You've been around Psychic Glen too long.
Something to do with God in there with harvest too, isn't there? So she returned
Yeah.
to being I don't know what to say.
So Trish brings her out at WrestleMania 17 in a wee wheelchair.
Yeah.
While Vince is beating up their son. And then he grabs Shane, who's beat up, and he like drags him, like puts his face up to him, and be like, "I'm gonna do this to your son. You're gonna watch what I do." And he sets him. He like puts, I think, a chair on his head, and he's about to hit him with another chair. And then Linda stands up and kicks him in the bollocks. And then everyone just beats the shit out of Vince.
Is Trish with Vince at that time, or she
was
turned?
doubled. She tricks him. Because she also kicks him in the bollocks, if I remember correctly. Like,
Right, okay.
there's about 3 people in that match kick him in the bollocks.
And then why? Just because they're sick of him? Did Shane kick him in the bollocks too?
Shane did kick him in the bollocks, yeah. I think Shane threw a bowling ball into his bollocks.
And did Stephanie come out and just kick him in the bollocks too?
No, she wasn't there.
No, at least that's decent.
Yeah, yeah.
Because there's a move you can't choreograph, you can't fake, and that's a kick to the bollocks, like.
I didn't get a good kick to the bollocks.
And there's nothing sore than a kick to the bollocks.
Yeah, a good right hand and a good kick to the bollocks. You can't fake those.
Yeah, I remember my dad punched me in the face once because I kicked him in the bollocks. True story.
Elaborate.
I must have been about 15 or something. Time we used to like. Do you ever do like test of strength with your dad growing up, where you like link hands, and it's like that thing. The Ultimate Warrior did it with like Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan. They're like, oh, doing this and that, and I would never submit to it.
So you're up to your dad going.
So like I got hooked, and then my dad did this whole thing, and then we linked, and he was obviously stronger than me at the time, and he got me like he really got me, and it was hurting me and all. I was like, and he goes, say mercy, and I'm like, never, and he goes, say it, never, and then I just went, I'm not gonna quit here. And he had such a wide stance, I just took my foot and just fucking, and I mean like, I hit him like Tony Yeboah hit the ball against Wimbledon. I cleaned his bollocks off, like, and he let go, and as he fell down, his first reaction was swing a dig, so he smacked me across the face, and my mum came in, they're like, what the fuck's going on here? We're both just lying on the ground.
Your mum comes in.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Yeah. He sold my face and I'm holding his bat. And and we're just lying on the floor. She's like, what happened? And then, but my mum, she took sides. Like, she was like, what happened? He goes, he kicked me in the dick, Pat. And I went, he punched me in the face. She's like, you punched my son, and just give me a big hug. It was
So she took your side?
Of course, I was a fucking child. He punched me in the face.
You at 15, I imagine, just looks like you now.
Yeah, actually, I looked younger, a wee bit. Like, the only difference is my beard hair was not black, well, not grey, and I had a bit more hair on.
You looked more like Beansy
And
back when you were 15.
exactly, and it was as orange, but that was I was technically a child.
Were you that height when you were 15?
Oh yeah, I've got shorter. When the older you get, you start to get shorter. I've got shorter.
Oh, you get shorter?
Yeah, I don't think it happens until you're like in your 60s or 70s, but you do get shorter.
I'm fucked.
Yeah.
No one told me I got smaller.
You're just gonna live just in a wee hole in the side of the wall like a wee mouse when you're older.
Me and the rest of the vegetable people.
I mean, why is there not a gimmick? I don't know why.
There's many reasons why this isn't a gimmick. One,
No, a stable.
the vegetable people.
Yeah, they don't have to be related to being in a vegetative state. They could just be actual
Oh,
vegetables.
you want
Yeah. Turnip man.
you want
Yeah.
actual broccoli themed wrestlers?
Yes. Just they could be a good healthy way for kids to eat their greens. And then you could have maybe one or two, like Linda McMahon style vegetable people, just mix it up. We're all inclusive. We take any kind of vegetables, beets, turnips, broccoli, cauliflower, and heads off.
The brain dead?
Yeah.
All right.
The brain dead, there you go. Yeah. Oh, the vegetable people.
The vegetable people.
Yeah.
Okay, but we gotta get into what our theme is for
Yes,
this week's
no,
episode
you had a couple
before
of themes.
you offend any more
You
people.
were working on a couple of themes. And
I've
I want
done
you
my
to-
homework this
And I want
week,
you to
yeah.
tell me what themes we've got this week.
So I went away and I've been a very busy boy this week. So like this took a lot of work for me to do out of my busy schedule.
what I will say is you've got 3 A4 pages of notes. That's extensive. That's extensive.
And this is the shorthand. There's knowledge to the notes.
Right, okay, good. Let me hear what you've got.
But so the first one was cool, uncool wrestlers.
Right, now for those, I had a problem with this before we started recording, is that I thought you were saying cool on cool wrestlers. So I was
Yep.
like, what is cool on cool wrestlers? Like, cool guys versus cool guys or what? Or just cool and
Cool
uncool
slash
guys?
uncool.
Right,
You're the
okay.
only person made that mistake.
Yeah.
Do you think it's gonna be all the? Do you think it's just me like making up the 2 coolest wrestlers if they started kissing?
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool if...
See if Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan? Hulk Hogan? See if Hulk
Hogan-
Sebastian Booker's tag team partner. Hulk Hogan.
If Hulk Hogan and The Undertaker just started kissing, that'd be brilliant.
Oh, The
Of
Undertaker's
3 pages of this.
I mean...
Of sexy Undertaker
Let's
fan
do a
fiction.
King of the Ring, and it's just about people eating each other's ass and who would be the best rimmers and the winner.
X-Pac.
Yeah.
X-Pac would win that. Oh, who's the wrestler can go like has a really long tongue?
I don't know.
There's one that has like a freakishly long
Gene
tongue.
Simmons has a long tongue and
He's
he's
not a
Kiss,
wrestler.
no.
Although Kiss did have a wrestler. They sponsored a wrestler in WCW called the Kiss Demon.
That's right. Yeah,
They
he
just-
would have a long tongue.
Yeah, the Kiss Demon would be the best rimmer.
Yeah, the Kiss Demon.
Yeah.
Which sounds like a sort of name that a nerd 16-year-old would give himself.
I'm the Kiss Demon. See, tonight at the pre-formal, I'm going to be the Kiss Demon. 17 girls.
It sounds like a Sunday World headline, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
the Kiss Demon.
Marty the Kiss Demon McCullough. Filth.
And what's he done? What's his paramilitary activity to be called the Kiss Demon?
He's just going about kissing people who don't want it.
I bet he's just had lip surgery or something, with pumped up lips. Just a big turkey teeth, nose lips.
All right, I'm a Kiss Demon. Come here and give us a peck.
Fuck. How can you change your face? Like, that's terrifying.
I don't know.
You have like a rubber face.
Yeah. I do.
You really do. Like, you can morph your... No way I can change my entire appearance based on a haircut.
Yes.
You can change your entire face by moving like one eyebrow and you look like a totally different
Aye.
dude.
See, I had a bit about
Like,
that.
you ever go on the run, you'll get away
Yeah,
with it.
'cause
Just by in the lineup, you're standing there going...
Because that was the bit that I had would be like, do you ever be like out shopping or something, like in a grocery store or a supermarket, whatever, depends if you're American or
Yes, father, I'm in the grocery store.
not. But you'd be these
Me and
places-
bisexual Craig are by the milk.
And they, don't you turn into one too, vegetable boy, damn it. But if you see someone like from school or from work or somewhere, and I have this bad thing that I just, sometimes if I see people really quickly out of nowhere, I can't remember their name straight away, and I just fucking make mistakes. So I'm trying to work out a bit that the only way you can get around that is just by changing your face. So if someone's going to walk by and you say, oh, they're going to say hello to you, you just have to go like,
What, turn into Shane?
and I'd be like, yeah, I'm not. Hi, Dave. Well, I'm not Dave at all. I'm Marcus. Who's Dave? He must be a hunting devil. I'm Marcus.
But it's like, it's quite clearly you because you were like
Yeah.
with your wife and kids.
But
Just doing a
yeah,
face.
but the other thing was, it's going to say like you could use your hands though too, so you don't have to just change your face. Just go like, it's not me. It's not. No. You've got it all wrong. It's like I can see your gap teeth. Ah well. Not all of us can afford orthodontists.
You look like Simon Weston when you do that.
Oh man, Simon Weston. There's a guy with an ugly face.
There's a throwback.
Yeah, light it up for Simon Weston. Big respect.
Lighters in the air for Simon. It's Kane! Oh no, it's Simon
no.
Weston. In the kitchen.
His arch. I mean, why have they not brought him out as an arch nemesis of Kane? Oh dear. Anyway, cool.
Kane's
uncool
backstory,
man.
he was in the Falklands.
Yeah. On Sir Galahad, the Undertaker, just rapping the Archies.
So yeah, cool, uncool wrestlers. So
Yeah.
it could be people we found cool. Their gimmick was being cool, and then also the biggest losers in wrestling as well. They're the
Yeah.
uncool guys. It could be on screen. They were just losers on screen,
Yeah.
or behind the scenes. They were just fuckers.
We rats.
We rap bastards.
So who have you got us? Who do you think's the coolest wrestler?
Well, it has to be.
Hey, can I just say I'm a 35-year-old guy discussing who are the coolest wrestlers? Who do you think's the coolest?
It has to be Mr. Cool, Carlito.
Well, yeah, but how did that gimmick start? For anyone who doesn't know, Carlito was like just a wee Caribbean dude.
Yeah.
That liked spitting apples in people's faces.
No, he didn't just spit in anyone's face. He spat in the face of people who didn't want to be cool.
Yeah. Now, what's weird? What was his original name when he came to
Carlito,
WWE?
Caribbean Cool.
Like, what? How's someone gone? That's a good name. Carlito, Caribbean. It made no sense. But
And I was a kid with a speech impediment, so I couldn't say it when I was
so what
younger.
did you call him?
Carlito, Cool.
You sound like somebody blocked. Like a hammer cry for he's my favorite wrestler. I'm Carlito.
Yeah. That's how I used to. Have you ever noticed when I am really drunk? That's when the cerebral palsy
I
comes
actually
out.
don't
Man,
think
like,
I've seen you that drunk.
have you not?
No.
That's when the cerebral palsy really comes out. I'm like,
But that's why you get the wee chair.
what?
You just bring it with you and you just do
I'm
your
not
advantage.
Professor X, man. I don't fucking scroll about the wee chair.
You should.
Coming out for pints, boys?
Yeah.
Billy.
What a killer tune that is, by the way.
Whose round is it? Yours.
That'd be great. Every time. You.
I pay. No, I did pay for mine.
No, you never. Oh, I actually did. Sorry, my bad.
Oh yeah, you're right. That is a banger of a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Carlito, Caribbean. What do you remember about Carlito? before
I
go
remember
into his history?
he wore pretty sweet Caribbean shirts.
He did.
And then he would just come out with an apple.
He dressed like you on a sunny day.
Yeah, he dressed like me on a sunny day. He had a sweet afro. Like we actually did a thing many moons ago when I was a young boy. There was a TV show kicking about. I think it was called 18 Stone of Idiot, and it was a Johnny Vegas show. He did, and they did like a segment in it
18
called
stone at 8?
No of Idiot. Yeah,
Right.
Not 18 Stone of Idiot. That's a Channel 5 show for a different night. But he did a thing where there was a segment called the Celebrity Pub Lock-In, right? Where it was like 8 celebrities and we just do a lock-in in the pub, and whoever basically the last man standing won the lock-in trophy. And me and a group of my mates thought this was a great idea. We should do a Celebrity Pub Lock-In ourselves. So we did. But then it became a bit of a tradition. It was always the messiest night of the year. And we just all get together, but you had to dress as a celebrity and you had to drink, I think it was, that's what it was. You had to have 5 tins of special brew to start. So that was like the first thing you had to drink. Then you moved on, you had a half bottle of your choice, whatever half bottle you wanted. And you finished with 2 big, Bacardi Breezers or something. Was the set, you have to drink this. And then obviously you're fucking hammered after the special brew. And it was always a total and then the rule was last person to fall asleep wins the Celebrity Pub Lock-In, and we had a trophy and everything for it. So I, for the first year, dressed as Carlito. I wore a wee Caribbean shirt, pair of shorts, afro wig.
Please tell me you didn't do blackface.
Oh, of course I did. It was early. No, I didn't. It was early noughties, but I didn't. I thought about it, but I didn't. And yeah. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. So I dressed as him for a couple of years.
We'll make that this episode's picture.
Yeah, so we did that. That was a lot of fun. I used to dress as Carlito, and I never spat apple in people's face. I just vomited.
See, I never dressed as Carlito.
Yeah,
in school I used to do that.
Yeah,
I used to take a big bite out of an apple if someone was speaking to me.
I bet you people loved that.
Oh, they hated it, and they're like, "What was that for?" And I'm like, "I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool."
And then what is he's like? But I do want to be cool, William. Yeah. Would you have to wipe them down?
No, hit them with a chain in the other hand.
Did he have a chain?
He
as
did
well?
have a chain, yeah.
See, I thought John Cena had the chain for a while, didn't he?
That's whose chain it was.
So he stole John Cena's chain.
Took his chain.
Why? Because did John Cena not want to be cool or something?
No, he just beat him in a match, in his first ever match for the US title. Mm-hmm. He hit Cena with the chain, and then pinned him. Then took his chain and his title.
I mean, talk about having your bags pulled down, your arse spanked,
Exactly.
Your title and your chain.
Yeah, he took everything from you. Yeah. And then he got a bodyguard called Jesus who stabbed John Cena in a nightclub.
In wrestling or real life?
No, in wrestling.
Oh, right, okay, because I wasn't sure whether that
So John Cena was off injured for a month, and instead of going he's injured or whatever, they just went, I got stabbed in fucking
Stabbed by Jesus, mate. There you go. R.I.P.
He was called Jesus, but it was pronounced Jesus.
Right, okay. Because that's the way.
Yeah.
I think that's how Jesus is pronounced, isn't it?
Is it?
Jesus Christianos. Yeah. But
is that his Irish name?
Yeah, Jesus and Christianos. That's his Irish name.
But Carlito, I'll give you a little background on Carlito because we got his gimmick, right?
Yeah.
He's the son of Carlos Colon. Do you know who Carlos Colon is?
He is a Puerto Rican wrestler.
He absolutely is, yes.
Yeah. Of a legendary wrestler.
Legendary, yes, like the Guerreros of Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Hugely.
Doesn't Carlito have brothers, those 2 wee shite guys? Shite bags? Humberto and someone else?
Primo and Epico.
Aye, they're shit.
Primo and Epico shite bag.
Yeah, Primo and Epico shite bag.
Yeah, he
They are
does.
cool. They had a lot of apple spot in their face.
They did.
A lot
They
of apple.
did. But yeah, so he debuted in the WWC, the World Wrestling Council in Puerto Rico, which is notoriously one of the toughest territories. Now, why it was so tough is fans are known in Puerto Rico, they still take wrestling seriously.
Duh,
they-
Puerto Rico.
They still, yeah.
Yeah.
So they would
That's why
shoot,
Pitbull's so big over there. Dale.
because they
they're
still believe
dense.
he's real.
Because no, they think he's an actual dog. They don't believe he's a man.
Yeah. Have you seen that Pitbull rapping?
You see, that dog is pretty good at singing. It's impressive. He should be in the circus.
I don't know.
What the fuck is that accent? That's just a Mexican guy.
I've never been to Puerto Rico, so I just imagined that that's how they sound.
But all the the danger that wrestling in Puerto Rico was, it was very unsafe. So the fans were often armed. They would show up with weapons like chains and
Oh, you're hard, are you?
pipes and knives.
Chains, pipes, and knives.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they tried to get at the wrestlers. They would also pelt the wrestlers with... They pelt the wrestlers with cups of piss and occasionally some shite.
Hold on. Let me just ask you, why are they bringing pipes, knives, and pizza cutters and then throwing piss and shite at them? Like, surely it's a waste of their fucking resources to bring
Well,
all the
it's
weapons.
if you know you were planning on getting better seats,
All right,
then
okay.
you're up in the nosebleeds. You can't get at them, so you're like, hang on, give me that pint, I'll piss in it, and they throw piss. At
Then
the
if you're
wrestlers.
really far away, all you're going to do is throw piss over your mates.
But you're aiming for the wrestlers, so they don't mind.
All
Do
right,
you know what I
okay.
mean?
So I thought they were just bringing like a pizza cutter.
It's
to
not
cut the
only like
shite out.
two people doing this. People would, in unison, just throw pints of piss over wrestlers in Puerto Rico.
I'll tell you what I would not like to do. Wrestle in Puerto Rico.
That's actually one of the nicer stories. It gets worse.
All right, okay. About cool people or just in Puerto Rico?
Just Puerto Rico.
I love how this is descent from cool on cool wrestlers to just being just the history of Puerto Rico.
I told you I wanted to talk about Puerto Rico
Yeah.
wrestling.
That's fair. Like, work away.
There's the wrestler Tiger Ali Singh, who became horrendously ill after he was made to wrestle during a monsoon. So
Pardon?
a monsoon was happening in an outdoor arena, and they were like, nah, bro, you have a fucking ladder match to get on with.
And what happened to him?
He ended up getting really bad pneumonia and was hospitalised for
Tiger
weeks.
Ali Singh, was he in WCW?
He
or
was in
WWE for a while?
WWE. There's a
Yeah.
famous story about, so he was Sikh, I think. No, he was Hindu, but his gimmick was that he was Sikh, and they made him wear a turban.
Yes, that's right.
Which he
think I
doesn't
remember.
wear in his actual religion.
Yeah.
And there's a story about the comedian Patrice O'Neill was sitting on a plane with, for some reason, it was Vince McMahon, Patrice O'Neill,
no.
and Tiger Ali Singh. I don't know why that was the plane.
Yeah.
But Tiger Ali Singh was sitting down with Vince, and he goes, Vince, my family are getting really upset by me wearing this. This isn't my religion. It's really disrespectful to my people. Can I keep the gimmick, but just not wear the turban? And Patrice says, Vince goes very quiet for a moment, looks up at him, goes, you put that fucking turban on, or you're fired.
And what
Vince
did Tiger
McMahon,
Ali
ladies
Singh
and
do?
gentlemen.
Get tired?
No, he put the
Get
turban on.
fired, not tired.
Get tired. Well, he put the turban on and they fucked him down to Puerto Rico.
Nice. To get pneumonia in a monsoon.
Yeah.
That's a great punishment.
Literally. And then the most famous story of how brutal Puerto Rico can be is, do you know the story of do you know the legend of Bruiser Brody?
I don't think it's legendary. It's the murder of Bruiser Brody.
It is the
Yeah, it's-
legendary murder of
Yeah.
Bruiser Brody.
Was that in Puerto Rico?
that
was.
was in Puerto Rico, yes.
Who did it to him? Hulk Hogan?
Jose... What? Hulk Hogan?
Yeah. No,
Just popped down to Puerto Rico to murder a dude and then leave. It was a guy called Jose Gonzalez who wrestled under the name Invader.
Wow.
So
Big fan Invader.
what had happened is a lot of people were getting unhappy wrestling Bruiser Brody.
Uh-huh.
They'd say he's working stiff, as they say in wrestling, which means they're hitting too hard.
All right.
He
Of
wouldn't
course.
cooperate. He would just stop in the middle of
Yeah.
matches and walk away. I think he was also demanding more money.
He
or
was
gonna
huge
leave
though,
the
wasn't like
territory.
physically a big, muscly beefcake.
Physically and stature, like,
Alright.
you know, within the business, he was
Yeah.
a very big name.
Yeah.
So what happened was one day they call him in. They're in the change rooms. Jose Gonzalez goes, "Can you come into the shower with me for a minute?"
Nah, why Bruiser Brody not go? Nah, mate, you're all right.
The
Shower
amount of
yourself.
wrestling stories I
yeah.
hear where the business is conducted in
Yeah.
the shower.
Yeah.
So it's a common thing. There's been like, come on into the shower with me. And then, so we went in, they heard a struggle. And then they came in and Bruiser Brody was on the ground just covered in blood. I think he was stabbed something like 48 times.
Wow. That's a lot of effort.
Yeah. But the reason he died, that didn't kill him. The reason he died is just no one. They couldn't get him out of the arena. He was that big, and no one would help him
Because they were we Puerto Rican bastards.
because they were afraid of what would happen to them. They were like threatening other wrestlers, being like, "I'll fucking kill you too if you help."
Yeah, I mean that would definitely put you off helping.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the environment that Carlito came from. Was Puerto Rico.
So that makes.
So he comes from that environment, and they're like, "Give him an apple."
Yeah. Well, what I think's funnier than that is they're like, it's okay to make it a gimmick storyline that the guy that kicks about with him gets stabbed.
Yeah.
Like that's, surely don't do that.
Yeah, John Cena was in the nightclub, and Jesus was like, "Hey,
Yeah.
John, come on into the
Showers.
showers of this nightclub."
This guy sitting there with like chewing gum
And John's
fragrances.
pretending he's a New York rapper at that stage. He's like, "No problem, Holmes. I got you, bro." Then Jesus stabs him in the kidneys.
And it's like, there's not really been too many attempted murder stories in WWF or wrestling in
There's
general.
been a
has there?
good few.
There's the knockdown in the car.
They tried to hit Stone Cold
Hit
with
Stone
the
Cold
car.
with the car.
Someone tried to blow up Vince McMahon.
Yeah. And then obviously, thankfully,
I was going to say someone tried to sniper rifle. Some of that never happened.
who was it that saved that Vince McMahon storyline?
No one really saved it. What happened was Chris Benoit killed his wife and kids, and then they went, maybe having a fake death in the show is a bit inappropriate now.
And how did they bring him back? Again, did they just say,
He was just on stage during the Chris Benoit memorial.
well, I'd be so pissed off if I wrote that story. I'd come up with this whole
Apparently, it
big-
was like a 6-month thing.
And I'm like, fuck's sake. I bet you they're like,
Yeah.
Chris, you've really done us in here.
But also, you couldn't really moan because out of everything that happened this weekend, you going, there's a lot of murder, there's a lot of scandal. You going, I wrote a fucking smasher of a story too.
But hey, listen, but see if you're like, as a writer, or you've put your heart in, like if someone mugs you, you'd not be happy.
Imagine we were doing a gig and just halfway through it, someone just you stab someone else to death in the middle of it. There's chaos in the show.
Yeah.
And someone asks you about it after, and you're like, I was coming up to a fucking banger.
Didn't get to
of a
finish my
joke
bit.
too."
I'd be raging. I'd be like, nah, fuck them. It's all about them and that. Typical.
So Carlito, he won the US title in his first ever match against John Cena. One of my favourite quotes, do you ever remember this? Remember Randy Orton was kicking about with his dad? He was
Oh, yeah.
managing Bob Orton.
Yes.
And he just passed Carlito in the hallway, and Carlito had the apple. He went, Randy Orton, you hang out with your dad. That's not cool.
Yeah, I know.
Bodied
Did he
him.
spit in his
He
face?
spit in his face. Bodied him.
That's a great line.
Yeah. And you hang out with your dad. It's not good.
But his dad was definitely a style cramp, though. Stupid out of cowboy freak.
His dad who was sacked after near giving The Undertaker hepatitis.
Yeah, but he also had bacon ears, too, which is weird.
Now, but he didn't get sacked for having bacon
No,
ears.
but it's like, why, mate, do you have 2 rashers of bacon on the side of your head? Like, half ears? And Bob
never
Orton's like,
noticed
oh, bacon ears.
We bacon ears Orton.
Bacon ears Orton. Like, why is that not his gimmick? I don't know. I can imagine he was like, I'm just made of bacon. And everyone's trying to eat him.
Why is
like,
he Vince McMahon?
give him the 24/7 title, and just instead of trying to pin him, you have to try and eat him because he's bacon man.
Why do you keep booking food-based wrestlers?
Because I want to diet, I'm starving. All I can think about is feeding myself.
Who's your new wrestler? Oh, there's this new guy comes in. He's an 18-inch pizza.
And I beat
We'll
him.
call him the Meat Feast.
I just eat him in the ring, and then that's me. He's the champion. The muffin man. Just the big one. Oh.
But yeah, and then Carlito left. He was sacked after he refused to go to rehab for painkiller addiction.
Well, I mean, which is fair enough, like.
So he was addicted to being cool.
Yeah.
And Xanax.
Which, to be fair,
Yeah.
is pretty cool.
I spit in the face of people who won't give me barbiturates. Carlito,
But then didn't he
Carlito.
get sacked for a bit, and then he disappeared for years and years. Like, he was not like one of those ones that just kept coming
He
back.
went back to Puerto Rico.
But then he come back and then wear trousers, and when you start wearing trousers and you used to wear pants, you go, nah, you've obviously stopped doing squats.
Aye.
And then he got quite chunky.
Yeah.
Got sacked again, disappeared for about 15 years, and then appeared at the Royal Rumble completely stacked.
Absolutely
Yeah.
Shredward Scissorhands.
Yeah, he was completely
He was
pumped up.
ripped.
Yeah.
Fucking
And why
ripped.
did he not stay on? Because he was looking good.
I don't know, because they wouldn't let him pop fucking 7 Xanax before jumping into the ring.
That's fair.
What about you? Have you any cool wrestlers? I have more, but
You know
I'll hear
what?
from you.
I have one who I thought was cool, but people might think he's uncool. I really thought Gangrel was cool as fuck when I was a younger guy.
His entrance was good.
Yeah, but he was a vampire, wasn't he? Just
Yeah.
that was his gimmick. I am a
Come
vampire.
out with a wee goblet.
Yeah, but that's kind of what he did, wasn't it? That sort of weird.
The wee jolly
Just
vampire.
Tim McGarry. But yeah, and he
Who's to blame for the Undertaker's ministry?
but
flogging me in front of the crowd last week.
I mean, why did he not join the ministry, Tim?
Tim
and
McGuire?
Minion would be great characters together. But, like, Gangrel, he
He's
came
here.
through. I know, it'd be the new Paul Bear. Fucking holding the urn. Like, where the fuck is he
He'd
now?
have the arm, but pretend to be taking sips out of it.
Yeah.
Like,
But, I guess, so Gangrel just came
that's
up.
what I think about it.
Yeah.
Gangrel is Tim McGuire. What do we call it now?
But he rose from the flames, and his music was amazing.
I was that.
Yeah. But the only thing I don't know if we're allowed to play this because YouTube, but the very start of his music, and for years I thought the lyrics were this. I thought it went, oh, erect. Oh, be ready. It sounds like they're saying erect.
I thought it was erection. I thought
Yeah.
it was erection.
It sounds like erection. Like
Ding,
it sounds like
ding,
yeah.
ding, ding, ding.
And I was like, no, when's that was what I was back thinking about. He's going to tag with X-Pac, and they're going to both be this just stiff guys.
Do you know what the Gangrel did after he left wrestling?
Went back to Transylvania and just like sucked blood of virgins.
Close. He became a porn director.
Hey, same thing. And have you ever watched any of his work?
I don't think he's in it.
Oh, fuck, what's
Do
the
you know
point?
which loses my interest? Do you know what I mean?
True.
He's sitting there as the Tedling.
But like he
Oh. Our pizza's here, and the pizza guys comes up from the ground. Erection.
like thinking of that. What do you mean by the pizza guy? Is that big sausage pizza thing you're talking about?
I'm just saying, like in a porn when you're
Right.
all pizza guys.
Because I remember whenever I was around my dad's or something, the computer was on and he was watching this video about this lady ordering a pizza, and the guy came to the door and opened up the pizza, but his dick was through it.
Yeah.
I'd be raging.
Aye.
I'd be like, no harm to you, mate. I just want the pizza.
Same people do that. I must be scalding hot.
Oh,
Scald a just fresh out the oven pizza, and you have to put your dick through it. I'll be aching.
Imagine you get married, right? And your wife's like, why do you have all this scarring around the base of your dick? Well, funny story about that is, you know, I had to throw a few wee Hawaiian pizzas around there back in the day. What?
You ever fucked a thin based crust?
Yeah.
I have.
Have you ever had a stuffed crust before? Like, well, pizza? No. But
4-star pizza, 3rd-degree burns.
But like, how can you act? That's the most impressive act in the world. Instead, just going like nothing sexy about that.
Pizza for you.
Or if you're Gangrel. Yeah, did he used to just dribble blood as well? Just all down
He
himself?
did.
Oh.
See, when you did that dance there, it reminded me of. Do you remember in Shane's SSE show? It's none of the wrestling. Shane's SSE show where he was getting like a really serious walk down the hall film, and I didn't know that's what he was. So I was in the background, like me and you were like dancing
Yeah.
like the Happy Monday.
But we were dancing really low and getting low and then coming up and being really fucking weird. Yeah.
It's like that point in the video for "Is This a Way to Amarillo?" and the Happy
Yeah.
Mondays are in the background. That's how me and you were dancing, and we didn't realize he was getting
Yeah.
filmed.
But you know, he was doing a thing for a while, like, and he says he didn't, but he did, where he'd always lick his lips and all. I think it was one of those things where he'd be like, yeah, I'm just, you know, we're here,
You do
the
that?
SSE, for a joke, but he was like, oh, thinking he's real sexy, biting his lip and all. Like, stop, what are you doing? I think he was trying to be all sexy on.
I don't remember.
And then
I
we're just
remember.
like,
Yeah, we were in the back.
oh, hey.
We were in the back. We're like, I'm pretty sure the can of Carlsberg.
I've been on already.
I know, next time, and then was I dressed as a baby? At
You
that
were
point?
dressed
Oh,
as
no.
a baby, yeah.
I wish I'd never done that.
That was very funny. Why would you not want to do that?
Because I looked disgusting, a big fucking camel toe, but no dick. It's very embarrassing.
How do you think a camel toe works? A dick either side?
Yeah, but a man shouldn't have a camel toe. There should be a dick. But any photos I've seen, I look like I'm a big fanny.
So did
And like
you?
everyone's like, yeah,
Did you
dick.
sign up to be a baby on the condition that people would think you were carrying a fat hog on you?
That's normally the deal
Everyone's
I
saying that
agree
big
to.
dick baby over there.
Yeah, as Joe Lycett. But yeah, I just I stupidly was like, you should get someone to. And then when I was saying it, I was like in my head going, well, obviously not me because I don't want to do that. But you should get someone to come out and pretend to be your son. And he was like, you could do it now.
Whose idea was it?
Me?
It was your idea?
Yeah, you should do that at the end to just get an adult to come out and do that. And he's like, you do it? And I went, fuck.
You
okay.
so wanted it to be you.
No, because I would like to hope at my very first time, like on the Odyssey stage, I wouldn't be dressed as a giant 30-stone baby.
We all got dreams, bro.
Yeah, true.
You've been on the Odyssey stage, you can say that much.
True, and I don't have to tell people it was. And I wasn't. I've never been quite 30 stone, maybe 23 or whatever, but never 30.
Never 30.
A giant baby.
Think you can ever hit 30? What's 37
No.
pounds? What are you? How many visceras are you?
Well, probably half of
half,
this. Or,
half
yeah.
of this.
But no, I mean, what I remember was Glenn Ross, the strongman, was telling me, he was like, oh, I'm in shape of my life at the minute. And he was like, I'm 32 stone. And I was like, whoa. That's
Shape of his life.
Yeah. But then he was saying at his heaviest, he was like near 40, which
His
is a lot of weight.
His heart's just like, mate, please.
But tell you, say what you want, strong man.
He would need to be.
Yeah.
He would need to say what you want about that strong man.
Mm-hmm.
He's a strong man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would like to hope so.
Yeah, very
Do you ever see
strong.
what, like, this has nothing to do with wrestling, we're getting out of track, but like what Eddie Hall eats a day?
What, a lot
Like
still?
12,000 calories, a full fucking cheesecake to himself.
Well, I mean, that's the dream. The only thing about this, sadly, the older I've got, the more I realise that if you eat stuff like that, as much as it being high in calories, it also like coats your heart and stuff and makes it harder for the blood and all to get around your body.
Yeah,
Science.
Do you know what?
Science.
There we go.
Yeah.
But in terms of coolest wrestlers, Gangrel's your submission. the
I think
coolest.
Gangrel's pretty cool. I mean, if a guy can wear a frilly shirt like Meatloaf, dribble blood down his front, bob around like Tim McGarry, and wear leather chaps, pretty cool in my books.
Yeah, that's the definition of cool. Like
Yeah.
a fucking...
I mean, did Carlito ever spit in his face?
Yes.
No, non-Gangrel's.
Oh, no, he was already away. by then.
Gangrel used to spit blood in people's face. There you go.
No,
Talk
he didn't
about
spit
level
blood
up.
in their face. He would bring blood down from the
But he
sky.
sometimes did because he, you know.
Did he?
when
I
went
thought he
like-
just like spat up like Triple H. Like,
Yeah, because again, that was what was really cool in the early noughties, just spitting water and liquids.
people love just spitting stuff.
Yeah. You see those boys at the Edinburgh Fringe? They're all over fucking social media. People are like, these lads are cool. They're all dressed like they go to Eton College and they just have big 2-litre bottles of water and they're just going, look, we're human fountains. And people are like, that's so artistic. Like, no, it's not.
I
It's
haven't
fucking
seen that.
duh.
I was in Edinburgh. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, no, they're everywhere, those
I'm
nonce
glad
boys.
I didn't see it. But do you want? I'll give you an uncool wrestler before I give you another cool
Yeah,
one.
Bastion Booger.
Bastion Booger is there, but we've already spoke about Bastion Booger,
Mm-hmm.
a man who his gimmick was he just smelled.
Yeah, imagine how heartbreaking that would be for him. The guy behind Bastion Booger going into Vince, I've got a gimmick. You stink.
Here's the thing: you look like you fucking smell.
He's
You
like,
look like you don't wash. Don't know why Vince is Italian.
Tell you what you do. You smell like shit. You look like shit. You're a piece of shit.
You look like you smell like balls.
So you're gonna play a bollocks.
I'll give you in terms of uncool, Kurt Angle from '98 to 2001.
oh, was that when he
Was
was?
there a bigger nerd in the fucking world?
No, but he did. I think Kurt Angle is probably the best, like, arc of a wrestler ever. Like,
Yeah.
from coming in as just, I'm a nerd, all-American guy, to being potentially one of the greatest ever.
Yeah.
Like, because when he came in, when he had hair, he was a nerd. You know, and, like, I hated him at the start. He was like, I drink my milk, and I'm intense. Woo.
My
It's like,
three eyes: intensity, intelligence, and
integrity. Yeah, but, like, yeah, he was. That's a good shout. And then, who picked him? Edge?
Edge backed them.
Yeah, so Edge beat him in a match. Who would be one of the cool wrestlers?
Yeah.
Edge,
He was
definitely.
cool.
But like,
Mr. Fuck Your Wife, Edge.
yeah, whenever Kurt Angle. Oh, and speaking of fuck
Oh,
your
that'll
wife.
come up. That'll come up. don't worry
Speaking of
about
fuck your wife and Kurt Angle, there was a bit that which was one of the funniest moments was he was having a feud with Booker T, and like they were talking backstage, and Kurt Angle was getting really angry and all. He's like, oh, I can't deal with you, Booker T. And Booker T's like, what's your problem? And all he's like, Booker T, I want to have sex with your wife. And he was like, what? And he was like, dirty, filthy sex. And Booker T was not happy with it.
I don't
obviously.
remember this.
Yeah, there's a full thing. He's like carnal. Did he use the word carnal? I want to have carnal sex with your wife. And it was like really just wild. And Booker T and his wife were there like, all right, Kurt.
I thought when you said about fuck your wife, I thought you were going to talk about Jeff Jarrett stealing Kurt Angle's wife.
Oh yeah, he did that. Did he steal her or did they split up and then he just went where?
I think they were still together, and then she started bucking Jeff Jarrett.
Which is such a downgrade from your Olympic hero to fucking
But this was
J-double-F.
when she split up with him. It was Perk Angle when he was high on the Percocets, the Molly Percocets.
Nice. Well, I mean, he should hang out with Carlito because that's pretty cool. Just the drug guys.
Almost every cool wrestler I have here, the story ends with drug problems. I'm just gonna say that now.
But didn't Kurt Angle? Well, I thought that only Kurt Angle's problem was that he wasn't buff enough anymore. His wee arms got all skinny and all.
No, his problem was he was popping 60 Vicodin a day and then doing a somersault off a cage.
He should be taking HGH instead. Get himself bigger, back to buff Kurt. But he was like Kurt Angle. He's one. I'd say if on my Mount Rushmore, he'd be there.
He's up there, like.
I'd say he would be up there.
Yeah.
On my top 4 favorite.
Do you ever
ever.
notice now because he had to get his neck fused that he can't turn his head?
Yeah.
So if
Which
you're
is
talking
good banter.
He's like Batman in the Carl, so if you're
Yeah.
talking to him, he has to be like.
Oh, but I mean, didn't he come back for a bit there? And
He
did he
did,
wrestle?
and he was very stiff. Like he
Yeah.
couldn't really move.
And what they should do is call X-Pac and Gangrel and be like, listen.
Make some noise.
Yeah. But he was fucking brilliant.
He wasn't. Then when he came back, it was really sad because you could tell he was just stiffened up, like he couldn't move.
But when he left, why did he leave WWE in the first place? Was it drugs?
Because he was popping like 50 Vicodin in a day, and Vince was like, "You need to go to rehab because you're gonna die." And Kurt was like, "Suck my dick," and Kurt Angle,
Yeah.
and went to TNA and didn't come back.
But he was good in TNA for a bit.
He was,
When he was
but
like all intense with the gum shield.
aye, but he was doing fucking front flips off the stage on the concrete.
That's see when you're wired up, mate. You think you can fly, and he's like, "I fly off this Titantron." No, Kurt, don't do it. You're 40.
Yeah, they used to come in and they'd have to wrap ice sheets around him. But
Why?
in terms of, because he was just that fucked up, like for his body, you just need to cover him in ice because his muscles were that fucked. Like a
Oh,
little
wow.
cloak of ice.
So was he classed in is he
No,
ever
I
in your
have him
cool
in.
wrestlers? No.
Because specifically, it's 98 to 2001,
Mm-hmm.
where he's the biggest fucking dork.
But was that like I remember there was his gimmick for a while was this he drank milk. And like there was a time where it was like if anyone touched his milk he would lose the head.
Yeah.
Like so he'd be walking around with a glass of milk. And was it Brock Lesnar maybe? Slapped it out of his hands and they were in catering or something. He's like, "You can call me whatever you want. You can do this to me, but nobody touches my milk." And he just slammed it through a table. And you're like, alright, it's fucking great.
There was a time even before that, Taz made him tap out. And
Uh-huh.
for like 6 months afterwards, he's going like, "No, there was an illegal choke. Like, if you didn't see me tap, I didn't actually
Yes,
tap,
that's
right?
right.
Like, that doesn't
Well,
count. Like, that officially
Taz's
doesn't
debut,
count."
wasn't it?
It was Taz's
Yeah.
debut. And for, like, Kurt was just, like, obsessed with me. Like, I didn't actually tap. Like, you know that. I'm still undefeated,
Yeah.
right?
And,
Like, he was just such a fucking dork.
But then when he lost the hair and he came out wearing the ear things, you know, the ear guards, the wrestling ear
he
guards
still
with
had
the
the
wig
hair
on.
on them.
Oh, so great.
Yeah.
And then did he do a thing for a bit where he had a feud with Kurt Angle or Shawn Michaels, which was one of the best feuds ever.
Just
And-
sexy Kurt.
Oh, he sang "Sexy Kurt" was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I'll make your ankle hurt. It's great.
Where he had the rap battle with John Cena. He had that.
Yes,
was good.
But he was. I go as far as say Kurt Angle's one of the best comedy characters. In
Oh, he was
wrestling ever.
hilarious.
He was brilliant.
Always hilarious. We'll go back to cool, though.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna hit you with probably the coolest of the cool.
Papa Pump.
Two coolest ever. Hardy Boys.
Oh, I thought you were going to say too cool.
No. Too
Yeah.
cool were not cool.
Oh, what? Why?
They were a fat lad and two fucking dorks.
But Rikishi came into Too Cool later on.
Yeah.
The Grandmaster Sexy, you're telling
They
me he's
weren't
not
called
cool?
Too Cool without Rikishi. They were called Too Much.
Oh, right, okay. Which is
Then
also...
Rikishi joined. They were
Yeah.
Too Cool.
Right, okay. So Rikishi wasn't too much. A 420-pound man in a thong. Not too much.
No.
No, just too cool.
No. But the guys wearing the little hat. They had those hats.
Yeah.
Do you remember they had frosted tips and the hats with no
Yeah.
with a hole in the top?
And the Grandmaster Sexy, a white dude, wore a do-rag
Yeah.
and ski goggles.
He
And
did,
didn't,
yeah.
it wasn't that his finisher, the hip-hop drop?
And he put the ski
Put
goggles
the
on.
ski goggles on and give you a leg drop off the top rope. Wow, they were great. And he's dead now, R.I.P. Grandmaster Sexy. He dabbled in drugs too, didn't
He did dabble in drugs. A lot of we're gonna get a lot of that coming up here.
he? Yeah.
Yeah, he did dabble in drugs. He was murdered in jail, I think.
Wow.
Bottle drop
Yeah,
moment.
wow. The Grandmaster. I
Yeah.
just thought he died of overdose.
No, he was in jail and it was ruled a suicide, but it's one of those like
Oh, aye. Him and
pretty-
Epstein.
literally the Epstein Grandmaster Sexy.
What was Grandmaster Sexy's secrets? Clinton.
The Clintons got sexy.
Clinton was coming for the Grandmaster Sexy.
Got Clinton.
Got him. He got Clinton. And Scotty Too Hottie.
Oh, he's still going. He still wrestles.
Was his name like? In fact, correct me if I'm wrong, but did I see Scotty Too Hottie like recently come back to wrestle and
Yeah.
be in great shape?
Yeah, he was
Love
a
to see it.
fireman. Sorry. He was a fireman after wrestling.
Nice. I
So
mean,
he-
that would be so uncomfortable if you're waiting on someone putting out a fire and he's just fucking. Hey man, come on, hurry up, please. This is- You're like, oh, the family's burnt to death.
Turn it
in
up.
there. But their
Putting on
music was
ski
great.
goggles
Yeah.
and shit. Hang on.
Before he puts the fire out, hold on.
I have to wait for my 45 stone mate to get here before I can do this.
Is that which one is it? Is it the one guy and he's wearing a thong, bleach blonde hair, 40 stone?
Ah.
There you go. Holler at me when he's here.
He's wearing the moo. All right, okay.
Yeah, and he can't help us until he gets these yellow sunglasses put on, and then we're good to go.
The firemen are here. And
So
they're-
Too Cool wasn't your selection for being Too Cool.
No.
It was the Hardy Boys.
The Hardy Boys. I would
Oh.
argue the coolest tag team ever.
See, I would go against that and say Matt Hardy, not cool. He had an undercut
In
mate
his
for 40
heyday?
years.
In his
Yeah.
heyday?
Yeah, never cool.
Nah, disagree with that. Everyone liked
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy more, yes.
Yeah. But I liked Matt Hardy more recently.
I've always liked Matt. I don't like Jeff Hardy.
No, but then he used to do a thing which was always weird. Like, didn't he sniff his fingers or something?
No, he
Wouldn't
never sniffed his.
Yeah.
No, he would go. "Huh."
Oh, well, that's indefinitely
He's not.
cooler,
He's not
isn't it?
standing up there going.
Did he not? Like, 'cause the Grandmaster pulls down the things. I thought he just went.
No, at no point has he ever just went. He goes. He points up and he goes. He never brings them like right up to his
but see,
nose and sniffs him.
I saw a leg drop. Oh well, you learn something every day. Is a school day with you, Billy.
No, yeah,
So what was cool about them? What did you like about them?
they were. Who didn't love the Hardy? But like even people who didn't watch wrestling, don't watch wrestling, know who the Hardy Boys are.
Yeah, because Jeff Hardy did ridiculous shit.
They did ridiculous. So did Matt. So
Yeah.
did Matt. They did ridiculous shit, but they looked cool as well. Everyone did that week.
Yeah, but you know he didn't look cool. You know he did look cool.
Go ahead, keep talking.
Michael P.S. Hayes.
Do
Yeah.
you want to tell everybody what the PS in Michael P.S. Hayes stands for?
It's pure sexy.
It's the purely sexy.
Purely
yeah.
sexy. Well, there's this guy, Michael Hayes, who was like, he was a fabulous freebird, like in the day, like in the 80s or 70s and 80s. Pretty cool guys. They, like the fabulous freebirds in the day, they were cool. But then fast forward to like the noughties, and they're like, P.S. Hayes, you're managing the Hardy Boys. And then they were like, okay, well, what's he going to wear to manage them? We're like, exactly the same gear as these guys. And this guy's probably, what, 50 at the time?
Michael
And-
P.S. Hayes is about 55.
And he's wearing like the Hardys wore like velour skin
yeah.
tight like fucking
Like mesh shirts,
shirts, like fishnet arm
and
things.
collars.
And like they were effective. They just effectively were workman's trousers, you
Yeah,
know, combats with like a white belt.
Yeah.
And then this guy's just wearing it, and they were obviously prime in shape wrestlers. And P.S. Hayes had a big gut on him, and he's like, "Oh no, don't be dressed like that. Like put a blazer on or something, mate." That just wasn't a good. Like that made them less cool when they were hanging around with P.S. Hayes.
I read their book as well, and they talk about like them breaking up, like because they wanted rid of him, and he came down into the hotel lobby one day. He's like, "Have you heard the news, guys? They're gonna break us up. We can't let it happen." And they were like, "Get the fuck away from
They
us."
were like, "No, sorry, P.S. You're out of here."
"Yeah, you don't get it, but this is a very good Michael P.S. Hayes.
That is a good P.S.
Thank
Hayes.
you." But no one would ever get that. But I'll give you a little background for the listeners on the Hardy Boys. We'll do a wee bit of trivia on it. What age do you think Jeff Hardy was when he first wrestled?
He was young, wasn't he?
He was young.
Like when you say wrestled in WWF. or-
WWF.
I believe he was 17, was he?
He was 16
Oh, why?
because he lied and said he was 18. Do you know who he wrestled?
In his first match?
Yeah.
I do. Bret Hart?
No.
No. Owen Hart?
No.
Am I close? Neidhart?
Nope. It's not a heart.
Oh, I thought Shawn Michaels.
No.
Mr. Perfect.
No.
Bob Backlund.
No. Why the fuck?
I don't know. Give us a clue.
We've talked about him.
Bastion Booger.
No.
Viscera?
No.
Oh, I don't know. Who?
What? It was X-Pac.
Oh, X-Pac.
Under the
Nice.
name of the 1-2-3 Kid.
Oh, the 1-2-3 Kid. No, that was cool.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool. The 1-2-3 Kid.
Yeah, but he beat Razor Ramon and stole a big bag of money off him, so that was fucking dope.
That's right. He
Yeah,
did do it. I forgot
that's
about
great.
that. And then
With the
so
69 as well.
he didn't beat him with a
He beat
69.
him with the
He
69.
moonsaulted him. They
Yeah,
69.
and he did a 69. He thrusted his face, and he was like 1, 2, 3, and that's how he gave him the 1-2-3
Never
kid.
describe
Yeah.
wrestling to people because you make it sound like the worst thing ever.
But it was how's that bad?
If you were booking wrestling, it's like, all right, so the vegetables are going to go up against the pizza man. You're pinning them with a 69. Here we go.
And you tell me people would pay to see that? The vegetable
40 quid
people.
to see a corn on the cob, 69 a meat feast. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't pay money to see that.
But like, can we show that clip without sound? Are we allowed to show clips without sound or not?
I can't imagine so.
YouTube, you son of a bitch.
Can't imagine
Well,
so.
can you get it? Can you in the edit show a 69 to show people what I mean?
What the fuck is that? Would you like to 69 me? It's a fucking claw. Yeah, I
69?
got her home 69.
But if we can find a still of the 1-2-3 kids 69 and Razor Ramon for the
You can find them 69 in China.
But anyway, that's actually 69.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
a good move.
So the Hardy Boys also had several.
But I mean, there's no other way to describe the way he pinned
It
Razor
is,
Ramon.
it is. We can't call it a 69. It is a 69. But you
Yeah.
can't call it a 69.
Okay.
Right. So
Sexy
they had
missile.
several managers. The Hardy Boys.
Okay.
Can you name them?
Well, P.S. Hayes
Yes, he was
one. Lita?
She was the final one.
Right. Okay. Oh fuck. Would they? I don't even know who else they're
I've
managed
already
by.
mentioned one of them.
Bastion.
Not bad. Let Boston Booger go. He's
Yeah,
not.
X-Pac.
No,
Undertaker.
no.
Bob Backlund.
It's gonna annoy you once you know
Kurt
this.
Angle.
No.
Give us a clue. Just a wee clue. What can you? Oh, Gangrel.
Gangrel.
Because they were in the Brood.
They were
That's
the
right,
new Brood.
That's right. Because that's not how they got rid of PSAs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're definitely cooler
Yep.
than.
They left the new. They
And like,
became-
what was their gimmick change? They just were like, well, what you're going to do is dress the same, do the same. We're going to come out with a happy vampire.
Yeah.
All you need to do is just comb your hair down.
He was always so
really
fucking
straight.
buzzing, wasn't
Yeah.
he?
Yeah. And he was just a great guy.
You're missing out
Gangrel.
one manager. It's who they left Gangrel for.
$1 million man.
No.
Don't know. Give up.
Terry Runnels,
Oh, Terry Runnels.
the wife of Goldust.
So what's the story to get from Goldust to the Hardys?
So she wasn't with Goldust on screen.
Was she not for a bit?
She
'Cause
was more
She
Lena.
was all golden and all.
She was more
and he
Lena.
was golden, and they were like like the vegetable people.
He comes
they
up
were
in
the-
my gay wrestlers
They were
list.
the
Oh, we get into that.
they were the golden couple.
Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
they were just golden.
But then she wanted to be a manager, so then so stupid at what it was. They held an invitational for the winning team to get her as a manager. It was called the Terry Invitational Tournament.
Nice.
Think that in your mind.
Yeah, it's pretty much
Tit.
like it's okay, and
That's-
she was busty as
It
well.
was called, so
I-
it was the winner of the tits
and like they had
got her.
but he also had Vince had like as well a TNA Test and Albert,
Yep,
which also stands for
tits and ass.
yeah. And did he have other things like that as well? Vince loved those sort of names.
There was the union of people you ought to respect,
What's
which was
that?
up yours,
Yeah.
which is the shittest because that's
Yeah.
so crowbarred in.
Oh, I love that. I love Vince. He's great.
Yeah.
Oh man. So and who do you know who they fought to win her?
Terry,
Yeah.
Edge and Christian.
Oh, of course.
I think it was Edge and Christian. It was always Edge and
They
Christian.
missed the gimmick with Christian. They should have added a "the" in front of him
Yeah.
and just had him beat people with the Bible.
So then they were a team for a long time, the Hardy Boys, and everyone fucking loved the Hardys. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Everyone would dress like them. Everyone knew who they were. Girls who didn't like wrestling liked Lita.
Right,
you know what I
because
mean?
she wore a thong high.
That's right. She used to have
Yeah.
a wee arse out all the time.
Yeah, and much like Rikishi.
Yeah. So they. You'd rather take a fucking stink face off there.
Rikishi, because apparently it smells nice. Like smells like wee talcum powder and all, and be nice and warm. Be like 2 big pillows, talcum powder pillows. I like it.
Did we ever meet Rikishi?
In fact, you'd be the only guy to defeat Rikishi. Because you would eat his ass, and he'd be like, and they'd be going, "Oh no, what?" And Rikishi,
Wait, just like at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark,
he'd
like his face just melts.
He'd be doing it, and then he'd be like, and you would just go, and then you like Gangrel. He ate his ass, god damn it! And that's the only way to defeat Rikishi.
Rikishi has lost many times, by the way.
But by having you eat his ass though,
yeah, yeah.
the ass mole, you would defeat him.
The ass mode. That is
I'm
the
an
worst.
ass mole.
That's the worst thing you've ever called me. I've been called earlier. Barry called me Zippy from Rainbow, and now I'm being called an asshole.
I mean, let's get a T-shirt made for the ass mole. Are you ready? First merch, ass mole, ass mole, ass mole.
We're not doing the
ass
ass
mole.
mole.
Everybody in the comments, ass mole, ass mole. Change your stage name to ass mole. please.
William the Assmole Thompson.
Perfect.
So the Hardys would be together for a while until Jeff was released in 2003. Do you
I
know
wonder why. Probably fucking gear.
It was for gear.
Of course
Yeah.
it was. He loves it.
Matt would hang on until 2005.
Was that when he
Do you
was
know why he was fired?
version 1?
He was the Shocker version 1.
Yeah.
Do you know why he was fired?
Because he was ripping that Edge was getting with his girlfriend.
Aye.
Yeah, and he lost the head.
Yeah, yeah. And there's a video of him and Jeff Hardy in like a Wendy's. Have you ever seen
Oh,
this?
no.
At like 2 a.m. We can't show it, but well, we probably could show this one. I don't know how to find it. But there's an old video of him and Jeff Hardy steaming in like a fucking Wendy's at 3 a.m. being like, "Oh, you fucking cocksuckers. We used to run the fucking tag team division, and CM Punk, I made you a fucking superstar." Oh, it's so embarrassing.
Oh no.
It's so embarrassing. Matt would get his shit back together, and he'd end up going out with a very nice but very insane Rebby Hardy.
Yeah, who he's now married to, isn't he?
Yes, he's married.
And they
to-
have all those kids and the wee senior guy.
Senior Benjamin.
Is that their son?
Is Senor Benjamin their son?
I don't
The
know.
guy's a 60-year-old
Oh, right, okay.
Mexican gardener. It's her dad.
All right, okay, well, same thing.
Senor Benjamin.
But that whole gimmick was great.
Well, that
Yeah.
has to be a separate thing.
Yeah,
even
no, for
go
sure.
into the broken universe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I felt. Do you remember when Matt started going mad and he was just on the internet, just
Yes.
being like, "I'm gonna ruin both of your lives."
Matt's the first guy to kind of use the internet to
Constant,
get
kick
up
off a
beef,
shitstorm.
you know, like to
Yeah.
use, and he was always ahead of his time. Like he was like you people, you know, wired up, all you young kids just wired into the Matrix and
That's
all.
not what I thought you
That's
meant
what
by
you-
young people and you like that. I was like, where the fuck are you going with this?
No, but you know, you guys we
Yeah.
spoke about you being wired up and all before.
Yeah.
But like he was the first guy to cross over
He
and
came
break
back-
the fourth wall.
Remember,
and
he
all
came
that.
back in a big match with Edge. It was really big build.
That was a brilliant match.
It ended after 4 minutes because Edge fucking knocked him out.
No, but was there not the one where he jumped off the,
Oh, the
cage
cage was
and
yeah,
leg
yeah,
dropped
cage
him?
was a good one. Yeah.
I was sore.
But there was the one where it was the big comeback match, and like this thing had been building for months, and Edge just drops him onto the turnbuckle, splits his head open, the match ends. It's like,
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Have that. There you go. And I'm riding your bird. Suck it.
Jeff would never really fix his sobriety problems. Would always continue to do drugs.
Well, I mean, listen, what do you say? Quitters quit.
Have you ever seen the Jesus fucking Christ?
You know what I mean?
Have you ever seen the Victory Road incident
Oh, yeah, where he fought the Stinger.
where he's meant to fight Sting in a match?
Legendary. That's a 5-star match. Wrestling Observer.
Comes out wiped, stinking.
Yeah, and is that just? Is he on pills or is that
He's on,
drink
I think,
or work?
Somas,
Nice.
which are a muscle relaxer. I
I
think
mean,
that's
he
what
was
he was
very
on.
relaxed.
Oh, I was just sitting there.
Did Sting even give him a Scorpion Deathlock or just pin him? Or of course Scorpion
He
Death
gave him a
Drop?
Scorpion Death Drop, yeah. He
Yeah.
tried to wrestle him, and he couldn't. They just gave him a Scorpion Death. And then, like, Jeff was kicking out. The referee was like, fuck it. And, like, everyone's
Yeah.
like, fucking ignore whatever he does. Just count him out.
Yeah.
But that was
bad.
like a WrestleMania equivalent of, like, main event.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, you know what I'm
It was
saying.
mental.
If you're gonna party, you're gonna party.
Best talent relations manager ever there.
Yeah, I mean,
Might
they're
as well go
looking
for
for one now, aren't they? Because they sacked your man Laurinaitis, or is that Triple H's job now?
They're looking who?
A talent relations manager.
Ah, it's Road Dogg now.
Oh, fuck, I'd be so good, wouldn't I? Going in, I've got a few stable ideas for you.
Yeah.
Triple H.
Yeah.
The vegetable.
The
people.
vegetables. You just want
You-
to send out a wiped out cauliflower to the ring?
Eugene's coming back and he's just going to manage basically a harvest basket. Just that's going to be it. That's the work. Let's do it.
There's a tin of kidney beans
Yeah.
and a pumpkin.
And
That's your winning
And
gimmick.
Jesus, because he loves the harvest too, doesn't he?
Is that a prod thing?
The harvest?
The harvest? Like,
No, because see the Presbyterian churches, they popped off at harvest time.
no, they
They
love a
popped off
fucking
at harvest
harvest
time.
festival.
Oh, so much.
Do you know what I mean? Like, get your shit in for the harvest basket.
I think everybody loves the harvest. Do you guys know if it's a cross community thing, the harvest celebration?
Never been no harvest like.
Oh, okay, so I love it. I
Samuel
ain't never
L.
been to no harvest.
Samuel L. Foster over at the desk. I ain't never been to no harvest, boy.
Yeah, I tell you what, harvest is great. Oh, I'm hungry. How long have we been recording for? Oh,
Oh, so
guys,
we'll end this one
we'll
with
wrap
some
it up.
Marvel
We'll, we'll give me one uncool guy to finish off with.
Eric Bischoff.
I'm back. What
Yeah.
a guy. And why is he uncool? He used to wear leather jackets, man. It's pretty cool.
Because he was like 50 at the time. Do you know why they had a pay-per-view around like bikers and bikers were the only audience? It's
No.
because he just fucking loved motorbikes. And Eric Bischoff was like, oh, it'd be so cool if all the crowd was like bikers and I can hang out with all my biker
But he
friends."
looks like a guy that works admin, doesn't he?
He does,
Like, he doesn't look like he should wear leather.
yeah.
Like, if I think leathers, you shouldn't just wear a bit of
Old
leather.
turkey teeth Bischoff.
Yeah, like, I think if you're going to wear leather, you need to be completely covered head to toe.
Full gimp suit.
Like Catwoman. So if Eric Bischoff's committed to leather,
Do you want to see Eric Bischoff dressed as Catwoman?
yeah. And then he could rival the vegetable people and just have cat humans versus the vegetable people.
Thank you for joining us this week, and are you ready? We're going to leave it there. So this was this week's list of cool and uncool wrestlers. Join us next week when we're talking about
Oh my god moments.
oh my god,
OMG.
OMG moments. See you next week.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Sorry.